Ang budgeting, parang paggawa lang yan ng lumpia.
Agree ako dyan. Kapag mali ang pagkakabalot, pwedeng magkalas-kalas bago pa maluto.
Ganyan din pagdating sa pera. Pag walang tamang diskarte, walang maiipon. Welcome to Wais by Choice. My name is Andoy Beltran, your host. And if you're new to this podcast, this is where we talk about all things money and how to wisely manage it. In this 5th episode of ours, we're very happy, we're very proud, we're super, excited to feature the first Filipino Webby Award winner, ang tinaguriang Lumpia Queen, our wise guest, Abi Marquez.
Hello mga kawais!
Good day, Abi. And, it's super nice to have you in this podcast, to have you in Wais by Choice, especially this month being Women's Month, no? Sobrang, again, proud moment for us because you don't just represent Filipinas, you also represent Filipinos. I'm talking about you being invited, you being able to collab with the chef Gordon Ramsay. Parang ano yung experience? Kasi again, just a few weeks back, no, you were able to cook. You were one of the only one, if I'm not mistaken. You were the only one allowed to cook for Chef Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah. Just that opportunity, it's really, I would say it's one of the best days of my life. Bilang Gordon Ramsay is really my idol, childhood hero.
Yeah.
Ever since I started to learn how to cook, he was one of the people I watched the most, like Hell's Kitchen, Kitchen Nightmares, MasterChef. I really admire how he has mastered his craft or his expertise niya in cooking even before he became a celebrity chef. And now that he is, sobrang ina-admire ko as a content creator naman, yung hosting skills niya or his skills in storytelling.
Exactly.
So he's able to make food exciting and entertaining for people na likes food and just likes entertainment. I really admire that about him. So that day and that opportunity, I'll be honest, a lot of it is a personal kilig
fangirl
na, grabe yung moment na yun. It's a core memory for me. It's one of the best days of my life. Yes, it is bigger than me. I have found myself in a position where I'm somewhat becoming a representation of young Filipina home cooks. I would say home cooks. I haven't worked professionally. I'm 24 years old and I'm a lady. That's what it means. And that opportunity is really, hanggang ngayon, I can't believe I was able to do that. I've collaborated with many creators and even celebrities before, but that moment, it's really sobrang pressured ako to perform well that day. Kasi maliban sa, this is, I think, the only time I'll be able to cook for my childhood idol.
That's right.
But also, if I mess this up,
High risk, high reward, diba?
Goodbye, Philippines! Di naman. It's high pressure, but I was helped by my production team in terms of like the filming and the technical stuff, the preparation. Ang pinakatrabaho ko talaga was the formulation of the recipe and the cooking.
You execute.
Kasi I really wanted to take that opportunity also to talagang i-prove rin sa sarili ko na people know me as a lumpia queen, but I also want to know if I could execute something a little more complicated. And as a home cook, kaya ko bang gumawa ng beef Wellington na sikat sinuserve sa restaurants niya. So, para sa akin na tinikman niya yun, natuwa siya, it's like, what a moment. It's indicative of many things,
Yeah.
and it's very inspiring, and actually very inspiring siya to not just me, but hopefully to all Filipino or
Yeah.
Filipina home cooks. I hope they kind of felt empowered that we can do it, as long as you put the time and the effort into learning something. Ayun, very happy.
Kasi Abby, from the outside looking in, it's very easy for us to, uh, uh, it's very easy for us to appreciate na, oh, galing ni Abby. Again, proud moment.
Yeah.
She should be super, super happy. But from that perspective na you're going to collaborate with Gordon Ramsay as a fangirl, it's double the pressure,
Yes.
it's double the stress. Kasi you're trying to manage, again, sabi mo nga,
Your
execution, at the same time, your execution being a fangirl, no? Talk about being a fangirl, talk about being a lady. This episode is really going to highlight our Women's Month celebration for Wais by Choice, no? Again, very inspiring story, very inspiring story you shared. But that exact moment, no, kasi being Women's Month, it's not just Abi Marquez representing Filipinas. It's Abi Marquez representing the Philippines. Diba? You're bringing us to the world stage. You're bringing lumpia to the world
Yeah.
stage. You're infusing yung fusion ng lumpia and beef Wellington. That's signature Abby and
Yes.
Gordon, diba? Since we're talking about your experience, why don't we go back to square one? Let's try to make our kawais appreciate what made Abi Marquez the lumpia queen. Paano ka nagsimula?
I would say, the content creation, yung paggawa talaga ng TikTok videos, I started on TikTok. It started in 2022 when parang kaka-release lang nung may Omicron. So, kaya funny nakaka-release lang kasi nung panahon ng Omicron. And it was pandemic,
Yeah.
online class. So I was stuck at home. I was spending more time in the kitchen. And before that, I would say it's my whole life, kind of feeling ko medyo na-prepare ako for this career, this role.
Sige.
I've always been interested with food since I was a kid. It's always been my love language. I loved feeding people. Kahit yung binibili naming snacks na baon ko for my elementary life, i-share ko sa playmates ko. Whenever I can, I will cook for my classmates, my teachers, my friends. And so food has always been there. I'm a self-taught cook. I've never trained professionally or trained like in a culinary school. Yeah, so for a time, it was actually confusing for me that I have all of these scattered hobbies, cooking, food,
Film.
singing, film. May dance era din ako
Yeah.
where I would dance competitively. Wow. So, tapos I took up hotel restaurant management in college. So, I was really everywhere. And then, this content creation thing, when I discovered it and I found that I was able to use all of those skills, the voice in voiceovers, the filmmaking, the actual skill or the recipes that I have to teach people. It was, ito yung sabi sa The Fault in Our Stars na parang na-fathom mo na yung stars into a constellation. It suddenly makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would say, content creation, I started doing it and posting videos 2022, but it was really years and years of experience and training myself to do all of these elements that now I can use in content creation.
Alam mo, galing kasi, again, first off, we knew Abi Marquez as lumpia queen na agad eh. Diba? So parang, that's why I was very, very interested to understand. Saan nagsarugumpisa ba? Anong influence? Anong nangyari? Diba? My question is, you talk about highs, lows, wins, losses, no? Pagdating sa content creation, kasi those things, sabi mga those little elements, those ingredients, they added up to, to contribute to you becoming you now. Yung mga experiences na yon and yung specializations, yung skills na yon, no? Paano nakatulong yon pagdating sa monetization pagdating sa pag-handle mo ng finances, pagdating sa pagtupad ng mga pangarap ni Abi Marquez to be, the best version of Abi Marquez.
Yes. So, I think having all of these hobbies, what I observed from myself is I'm the type of person who wants to do the best in whatever they're doing right now.
Yeah.
And I think that also, I can see myself also having that attitude when it comes to finances.
Okay.
So, I'm super young. I don't have money. I didn't have money until like the last 2 to 3 years when I started content creation. So, the talk about finances or saving, it's such a new topic to me.
Of course.
It's I'm still in the process of teaching myself how to do it, but I would say that's the key word. I'm teaching myself. I'm learning on how to do it, and I'm still in the early stages. So right now, nauna yung saving eh.
Yeah.
Para sa akin, yun yung pinakamadaling magets. I first focused on saving, and then later yung mas managing your finances, and then more on to how do you take advantage of having finances.
Correct.
And yun yung attitude ko towards it. I wanna learn as much as I can. And nakatulong siya right now with content creation, especially yung love ko for food. I loved food so much. I would always sell food growing up. In elementary, I would bake cookies and brownies and sell them to my classmates. And as a child, kahit yung kita ko ng mga 10 pesos, 10 pesos lang, that teaches
Super
you
happy.
things.
Yeah.
Kahit yung, I would sell cookies for 20 pesos and have a profit of, let's say, 100, 200. Kahit hindi ko alam na ang tawag doon, profit, revenue, gross margin.
Yeah.
I learned how it works
as concept, which is the more important thing, the concept.
As a 10 to 12-year-old. And then, because I was able to be comfortable in being in that position where I was kind of playing with money, nagiging madali sa akin na mag-venture pa into another business. And when I say venture, it's like high school naman. Okay. So, nung high school, I would also sell like home-cooked meals, like pasta. I would wake up in the morning, early in the morning, and cook food and sell it in school. And it wasn't really that I really needed money, but I just liked entrepreneurship.
Andun na talaga siya, no? Parang embedded. And again, sabi mo nga, if I can summarize the evolution of Abi Marquez from grade school, high school to college, parang alam mo, Andoy, kahit hindi ako bayaran, okay lang. I wouldn't mind because this is how passionate I am. But the concept of making money out of it, parang I don't care if I don't understand what profit is versus revenue. But I'm getting this much, diba? From what I do. That being said, Abi, parang ano na siya eh. Makikita mo, sabi ko nga, embedded is very natural. But I'd like to understand the motivation behind you venturing into, talk about ventures, diba? You venturing into content creation, what fueled that? Is it really, Andoy, I want to be popular, I want to be famous, I want to be world renowned, not just in the Philippines? Or is it really just a byproduct of Abi really loving cooking, loving how to cook?
Yeah. Confidently, I would say it really started out as it comes out of my passion for the process.
Yeah.
It's me being stuck at home, always cooking. I have studio lights, and ito yung studio lights na cheap lang, kasi 500 lang sa Lazada, ganun. And then I have a phone. So I was so bored, I needed a creative outlet. Randomly, vinidyohan ko lang yung niluto ko for dinner. And that's it. I just decided to, okay, whatever, I'll post this on social media. It wasn't really motivated by earning or becoming popular because I didn't even know there was an industry.
Yeah,
I didn't even know people actually earn from
make
it.
money from that, yeah.
And make money from that. I don't know how they made money from that. I don't know who to talk to learn more about, do you earn money from this? And I didn't even imagine it would go as big as it is right now. I had 14 followers during that time. And naalala ko yung first viral video ko, nagkaroon siya ng mga 29,000 views. And I was losing my mind.
What was that? What was that first viral video?
It was a 5-ingredient tuna pasta dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was really clueless about the money aspect of it and really the potential of it becoming something as big as it is right now. It was really born out of, I like making videos. I love the process of editing. I feel like I'm in control. I'm doing movie magic. This is such a nice, fun process. And then apparently people found value in that, and that's how I discovered I can do this for a living, and that part na for a living, yun yung time na okay, meron ng
I did my research, and I can't possibly enumerate everything just by memorizing it. So I need to look at my código. Abi, at your young age of 24, nanalo ka bilang TikTok Food Creator of the Year 2023. Nakuha mo ang, of course, Webby's People's Voice Award, or People's Choice. I think People's Choice Award for general food and drink category. Nasama ka rin sa shortlist ng James Beard Award para sa social media account category. And then ngayon, Forbes 30 under 30 sa Asia for media, marketing and advertising. My question is, again, talk about recognitions, talk about awards, talk about putting yourself out there. Anong naging tulong nitong mga to sa karera mo, sa career mo being a content creator? Parang napansin mo ba na because of these awards, parang the bigger brands, the bigger companies, they started reaching out? Parang ano yung naging difference? Kasi again, Abi the content creator, definitely nagfly. But Abi Marquez, the award-winning content creator, is a totally different thing. Exactly. So, anong nangyari?
Wow. Actually, hindi ko ma-attribute na I have these inquiries from big brands because of these awards. But, well, coincidentally, I got these awards and then more people inquired. I would say it really helped. I like to think it really helped. We are busier now more than ever.
Busy is happy, diba?
Busy is happy.
It's a happy problem. Exactly.
Yes. We're very busy right now. Before, I would be working with just local brands. There would be big brands or also legacy brands, but now we get inquiries from America and international campaigns. And I think that's one of the effects of having these awards, because itong Webby's, itong James Beard, yung mga na-attract na eyes nito mga to ay hindi lang Philippines,
exactly,
but the whole world. And another thing is yung fact na may Filipina or there's Philippines filling these spaces. Na, like for example, Webby's, I was the first Filipina born and raised to win that award. So it puts up Philippines into that space, and may mga tao in the world that are looking for a representative, or if they want to learn more about Filipino cuisine, they need someone on top of their mind, and they need someone,
a figurehead.
Abi,
very obvious no na you were already able to open that treasure chest in terms of opportunities. You're already a brand. Sabi mo nga kanina, Andoy, the intention is not really to be big just here in the Philippines. Not because I don't love the Philippines, but because I want the Philippines to, be front and center sa world stage. The question is, now that we know that, now that you've already shared na, may mga monetary gains dito sa negosyo. Kaya nga sabi ko, this is already my profession, no? Ito na yung bread and butter, no? Ngayon, for all the women out there, this being our episode, no, for Women's Month, what are your wise money moves as a digital content creator? Like, paano mo minamanage yung finances? Kapag pumasok na yung PF, pag pumasok na yung talent fee mo for one engagement, parang, number one, how do you feel? Importante to, napag-usapan din natin to kanina. How do you feel pag umpisa, nagtutuloy-tuloy, pumapasok yung pera? And number two, feeling is different from doing. So, anong ginagawa mo to give in to those emotions? Or anong ginagawa mo to fight those emotions?
Okay. Feeling when I finally get reap the compensation. Well, nung una, it was really disbelief.
Okay.
Kasi nga, hindi ko alam na ako kumikita pala talaga dito. But eventually, I got over the disbelief and it was replaced by happiness, fulfillment, and pressure. And pressure because for the first time in my life, I had money. I had money.
Yeah.
And it's not just because of the amount. It's also like just money.
Yeah.
Kahit yung unang 5,000, 10,000, it was really a big deal to me.
Yeah.
Kasi I've never held that much money.
Siguro for context din, Abi, no? Kasi especially for our kawais, kasi what sets you different from the other content creators is that you never ventured into running your own business muna.
Yeah.
You never tried the corporate scene muna, hindi ka muna nagtrabaho. It's really content creation,
Yes.
first job, first profession,
Yes.
whatever you wanna call it. So, yun parang yun yung nakakatawa, and at the same time, sabi ko, I totally feel yung pressure because how do I manage
What do I
this?
do?
What do I do?
Yes.
Walang 101 dito eh.
Yes.
Walang new employees orientation program
Yes.
pagdating dito. And
And,
again, nakakatawa.
And there wasn't really many people I could talk to and ask,
Exactly.
paano pa ba kumita? Ano ba ang
Exactly.
gagawin?
Exactly.
Because, like, how does monetization work? Because when I started out, I didn't know anyone from the industry. I owe a lot to one of the content creators na nag-reach out sa akin, si Pat Paragas. I forgot his username. Pat Tips and Tricks, I think.
Tips and Tricks.
Yeah. He was one of the first creators who reached out to me and actually taught me about charging and rate cards.
Okay.
And those things, I didn't know what they were. So, doon na pumasok yung gumawa na ako ng business email. Tapos nilagay ko na for inquiries. Wow, as a big deal yun sa akin. Nagagawa ko ng business email for my inquiries. Parang, what is inquiries? Gumagawa lang naman akong video. And gumawa na ako ng rate card ko. Meaning parang menu ng rates mo. Pumasok na din doon yung negotiation, something like that.
Ooh.
And yun yung pressure na na-feel ko na, okay, I have to figure out how this works because I'm talking to brands who will think I'm probably stupid for saying these things. I don't know, is this how the industry works? Is this how you talk to clients? And I didn't really have any experience at all. So I learned along the way. I did make a lot of mistakes along the way as well. And ayun, it's really a learning process. Even until now, I'm still learning more about the industry. Because the thing is, even until now, there's not really a strict standard to like rates. Because you are pricing personality.
That's right.
You are pricing creativity.
That's right.
So that's why it's a little difficult. It's really, I would say, although when the money comes in, it's quite irregular, I would say. It's like a freelance setup.
Yeah, so it's not like so super easy, for example, for employees to schedule their investments.
Yes.
Kasi, every 15th of the month, I'm expecting something, so I'm going to take out 30% from this and I'm going to invest somewhere. For people in your industry, it could be as frequent as daily, but it could be as yung distant nung first to the next mo would be in a matter of 30-45 days, no? But ang nakita natin doon, Abby, it's really you are really managing a business that is Abi Marquez, diba? And again, backstage, you were telling me, Andoy, alam mo, I can't share anything substantial when it comes to finance, when it comes to business. And I was very quick to respond na, alam mo, Abi, that's actually perfect kasi this really going to be a conversational piece, diba? Kasi you invest in yourself. You are your asset. Your content, again, sabi mo nga natin, yung the amalgamation of film and dance and culinary expertise, diba? In order for you to gain more, in order for you to attract more brands, in order for you to build the brand, you need to invest. And ang nakuha natin doon is you're really investing back, no? Doon sa kitchen, sa iyo, 'di ba? Ang next na gusto naming makuha is for us to get to the next level. Understandable, Abby, and you were very brave, no, to admit na alam mo, Andoy, may mga pitfalls, may mga mistakes along the way. Understanding that and having experienced those mistakes, those pitfalls, how do you now condition yourself? How do you now help yourself and the brand to avoid those pitfalls?
So for context, content creation, there's a lot of ways you can earn from it.
Yeah.
My number one source would be sponsorships or brand deals.
Okay.
Meaning a brand partners with you and pays you or compensates you with products or cash in terms of in exchange of para using your platform to promote their products.
Right.
So that would be usually the highest paying, biggest slice of the pie.
Yeah.
The next one for me is monetization.
From the platforms.
Yeah, monetization meaning the platform itself, like Facebook and YouTube pays you. Instagram and TikTok doesn't pay, at least in the Philippines. They pay you depending on the performance of your videos. And these payments from the monetization, the reason why it's also unpredictable and irregular is a video with 10,000 views can pay more than a video with 10 million views. That's super possible. It depends on the niche. It depends on parang CPM ata ang tawag.
Clicks per something. I don't know.
Hindi ko alam. Parang may rate siya. It depends on who is watching your video. So if the view is coming local from Philippines, iba yung rate nun versus if a viewer is watching from the US.
Is it higher or lower if your videos are being viewed locally?
Lower. Yeah.
Okay.
So, since it's very unpredictable, since there's no standard, I would say my first pitfalls would be not pricing myself enough.
Okay.
So, that's the first one, not pricing yourself right. And then, the next one would be hindi ako marunong pa noon mag-segment ng pera.
All right.
So, basta may pumasok, ito yung wallet ko, may pumasok.
Andun
dito
lang.
na akong pera.
Yeah. No.
Kung mag-Jollibee man ako or mag-invest ako sa business,
You get it from there.
ito na yan. Bibili ako ng camera, magme-merienda ako mamaya, ito na yon.
Yeah.
Wala pang separation yung business and the personal expenses.
Yeah.
At first, it was kind of understandable. It's not that much. But eventually, I learned that I actually have to set aside yung pambayad sa employee, so hindi ko siya magalaw.
That's right.
Para hindi ko na maisip na sa akin tong pambayad ko ng tax.
Yeah.
Ilalagay ko to sa ibang
Ang galing.
ibang account.
I was actually about to ask that, no, about tax, which is again nasagot mo na parang even before you singilin ka, parang at least alam mo na a certain percentage of this dito ka na.
Yes.
Para visually every time I log on to my mobile banking app, I understand na etong portion na to, this is mine, etong portion na to,
Yeah.
it's theirs, etong portion na to,
Yeah.
Bureau of Internal Revenue.
Yes, actually, isa yun sa mga nakakagulat na moments
Yeah.
when you start in this industry. So, ano nga may binabayaran sa BIR? VAT ba yun? VAT?
Income tax, yeah.
VAT and income tax. I think yung VAT yung babayaran ka ng client
And then ikaw yung magre-remit.
with TF
Yeah.
plus the VAT
Yeah.
na sila naman yung technically magre-remit. Ang kailangan mo lang gawin talaga is, okay, ipasa mo to sa BIR.
That's right, i-file mo lang.
O, i-file
Yeah.
mo lang. Pero pag nakita mo yung bank account mo na total nung VAT tsaka nung
right.
TF, sabi mo, wow!
Gets frustrating.
Meron akong pera. Tapos biglang at the end of
Hindi pala lahat to sa
the
akin.
period, sabihin, magbayad ka ng ganito. Sabi, what?
Yeah.
Pero technically nasa iyo siya.
That's reality. Yeah. You know, Abi, parang again, I'm the more I get to know you, the more I get to understand your journey, the evolution. Parang the more I get impressed, no. Kasi sabi mo kanina, alam mo Andoy, I was having a difficult time talk about pitfalls. I was having a difficult time understanding how to price myself, ano yung costing. I was having a difficult time sending that message, no. But my question is, when it comes to negotiating, who was doing the negotiations for you?
So first year, I managed myself. So I
was
was
it?
doing all the I hated negotiating. I'm not a person of confrontation, and I'm not an email person.
Yeah.
And I was really intimidated being just a student
Yeah.
and new to the industry. And then suddenly I was speaking to marketing
Yeah.
people from brands,
Yeah.
from corporations. So
Yeah.
it was really something different, new, and challenging for me. I did not know that it was part of the job.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make videos, and now I'm suddenly
Yeah.
emailing marketing people.
The reason why I ask is because again, negotiation is actually a skill altogether.
It
diba?
is,
Yeah.
yes. And then, thankfully, I got signed into a talent management, so NIMA.
Oh.
And now they are doing the negotiation for me so I can focus on the creative work, which is what I love to do.
Yeah. Kasi, again, the reason why I asked is, again, meron siyang relevance when it comes to finance, no? And this is also something we were able to talk about backstage. Kasi, Abi, if you're the type of investor who would really love to invest, and sabi mo nga, admittedly, Andoy, hindi pa ako masyadong familiar, hindi pa ako exposed when it comes to investing. But again, the intention, the idea is really, again, for me to eventually invest, no. Pwede yung ginawa mo. If you find it difficult to negotiate, why don't I ask somebody to do it for me professionally? You know,
Yes.
people who are really in the know, people who are people who are very 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 professional in terms
Yes.
of dealing with marketing people by either via email or mga face-to-face meetings, no. Kasi there's also this thing called pooled funds, unit investment trust funds, mutual funds, wherein investors like you and me can actually outsource the decision making, can actually outsource the investment decision making to licensed fund managers, to licensed professionals. So what you end up doing is really just being able to invest your money, make it grow, and then hindi mo na kailangang pagtuunan ng pansin. What's happening sa stock market? What's happening sa economy? Your fund manager, if you're exposed in peso or dollar denominated funds, your fund manager can actually shift. Pwedeng, because the Philippine market is doing good, Abi, 80% of your portfolio invest natin sa Philippine funds, and then 20% maybe look at foreign exposure. If the foreign market is doing better, then baligtarin natin yung exposure, no. All I'm really saying there is, again, what's good about this in life, in finance, in business, and when it comes to content creation, you don't need to do everything yourself. You learn to delegate, you learn to outsource, because at the end of the day, what's important there is nagagawa mo kung ano yung dapat mong gawin, where you are good at, and where the things that you really enjoy. As one of the most promising women in digital media, as one of the most looked up to na mga babae dito sa Pilipinas and even abroad, no. what are your wealth building strategies na pwedeng ibahagi sa kanila?
Why I'd want to build wealth? Well, of course, stability, and having the funds to fund the things that you like or your mission.
To fund the
So your mission. So right now, it's in my best interest to earn more so I could invest it into the mission of bringing Filipino food to the global stage. So for example, going to the US to receive a Webby Award, they do not sponsor anything, flights, hotel, whatever. That was all out of pocket for me. But I see that as an investment na, okay, maglalabas ako ng pera, but I have to think about this is actually an investment. And at the same time, it's also the dynamic of thank God I have money so I could do this. And to contribute to the mission. And so, more money, more resources, I can scale up, the mission scales as well. So, it's in my best interest to have more funds so I can invest it on the production and the mission.
Again, it makes sense, Abi, no? Kasi even in the world of business, even in the world of finance, ganun naman talaga. The more you invest, the bigger the amount of gains that you're actually expecting from that investment. Kaya nga meron tayong mga offerings na in the billions of pesos because they're expecting 3, 4, 5 times that amount to gain back from that particular mission, from that particular expansion, no? Which leads me to this follow-up question. Kasi again, Abi, sabi mo nga, in the world of content creation, medyo staggered yan eh. It's not like you're expecting to receive something every 5 days, every day. It's really, random. Depende sa engagement, depende sa number of engagement. So what you can probably do is, number one, you do more para iba-iba yung sources mo from every brand. Or what other people are doing is they're now looking into venturing out and parang they start creating products to monetize from, to identify themselves with. Is that direction something Abi Marquez is looking into in the future? Yeah,
definitely. I think it is, and you can see it in big creators as well, yung mga veteran na. If you look at Mr. Beast, he has a product.
My son loves Mr. Beast.
He has a product, ventured into product. Mark Rober also has his product, yung subscription-based toy educational sets. So, yun yung pattern na nakikita ko namin in the content creation journey. So, I will want to do it as well. And siguro dun ko feeling ko mas stable-ish rin yun na magka-product ka. So, that's the pattern. But yes, yun nga, multiple income streams. That's also one way to, talking about wealth-building strategies. We talked about the many possible sources of income. So, I would say number one is to diversify your income streams. So you don't have to choose just one. Monetization, partnerships, you can actually do all of them. So in the content creation industry, pwedeng mag-monetize ka sa Facebook and YouTube, accept brand deals. Pag nag-post ka, you can also add affiliate links. You can sell your own merch, open up subscription. So one way to make it really stable and reliable is to have multiple income streams coming in.
This is me, Abi, learning from you as you speak finance, no? And I'm not joking. This is not me, just trying to make you feel good. Na parang, I've been in the business for almost 20 years, and I'm learning stuff from you as well. Why? You talk about you talk a lot of sense about diversification, diba? And this is coming from you na admittedly wala pang exposure sa capital markets. Because that's really how it's supposed to be done. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. You put a lot of you put heavier weight on investment assets na you're very much familiar with. And then you also talked about multiple income streams. Parang In the world of stocks, merong blue chips eh. You just buy a blue chip stock and then you make money from two sources all at the same time. You make money from capital gains at the same time. You make money from dividends because you're a part owner. So you're really talking a lot of sense when it comes to finance. And this is coming from somebody na, again, sabi mo nga, self-confessed, Andoy, I don't know much about finance, but we'll get there. My next question is talking about getting there. How do you help your fellow Filipinas? Again, this being our Women's Month special. How do you help your fellow Filipinas out there when it comes to managing their finances? How do you make sense of these experiences of yours, these wins and losses of yours, and how can you translate them into something they can really learn from?
Evident or yung pinakamadaling makita yung pagtulong sa kapwa kababaihan is when I meet a creator, hindi ako madamot magturo sa kanya na please, you can price yourself like this. Don't let people lowball you. And you can charge for this. So I'm trying to be the person that I needed when I started. Na wala akong makausap. Ano ba yung brand usage? Ano ba yung boosting? Ano ba to? So I try to be that person. So it's also the reason why every year I hold this parang giving back to food creators na parang gathering, food creator gathering. So it's we've done it for 2 years.
Nice.
Every year we get food creators, gather them in one venue, celebrate whatever, and then hold talks or discussions where we could share best practices. And yung first food creator gathering that we held was we really taught people ano ba yung different income streams, how can you price yourself, as how high can you price whatever this much, and really teaching them paano gumawa ng rate card, yung ganyan. And that will, I would say, that would be really helpful for creators kasi there's not a lot of resources where you can learn that from. Yun, and then another would be yung pag-manage, I guess, ng savings. Pero ito, hindi ko pa siya nasi-scale eh. Yung pagtulong ko sa iba for finances. Because again, I'm still learning. Hindi ko pa siya nasi-scale, but like best practices, I love sharing it in platforms like this. When I meet creators, share ko sa kanila na I actually have mandatory savings, or like savings mandatory meaning kapag may nakuha akong money, I will set aside some of that in another account.
Do you go by percentages?
Yes.
Yung sa mandatory.
Yes.
And that's really how most people really do it. Tama, ang galing.
So 20% to share. To share. Ayun. And those things, that's for now, that's how I see myself helping other people. But yun yung I'm trying to be the person that I needed when I started.
Syempre gusto rin naming malaman being avid fans of Abi Marquez. What's next? For example, after Gordon Ramsay, parang if you were to have it your way, sino yung next na gusto mong maka-collaborate, and ano yung mga next milestones that you'd like to accomplish?
Collaboration. Gordon Ramsay was actually like the
top
collaboration. So, pero actually, marami akong idol sa industriya.
Fire away.
I grew up watching Ina Garten, Giada De Laurentiis, Food Network personalities. I also want to collaborate with a lot of creators from different countries, so not just in the US. Collaboration, not just with food creators. I also want to explore seeing food content mashed up with another niche. Food and dance, food and music. What does that look like? Interesting. I want to see what that looks like. But aside from content creation, right now I'm usually doing short form content, but we're really trying to get into making longer videos.
Okay.
So the purpose of making my recipe videos, it's really educational. It's not just entertaining, but educational. And I think longer videos will help people better in learning recipes.
Yeah.
So that's one. Exploring other types of media, not just on social media. And specifically a cookbook.
Nice.
Yeah. So really, really excited. Right now, we're starting to work on it on a cookbook.
Yeah.
Something tangible that followers will have, so they can make the recipes at home. Ayun. And just anything that, basta yung biggest goal namin is really to put Filipino food on the global stage.
That's right.
And whatever we can do to help that mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Abi, parang yung mission na yun, you were already able to get us to that level. You were already able to get us to that stage. But again, when you talk about ambitions, you talk about dreams, you talk about, sabi mo nga kanina, parang Gordon Ramsay, peak na yan. But again, sky's the limit, especially if you're the type of person who keeps on doing what she loves doing. No? And again, I'm super happy and super proud of what you've already accomplished. And ang nakakatawa dito is our mga kawais. No? They're not just able to learn stuff from you, they were able to learn a lot about you, how you started, diba? And at the same time, they have lots to look forward to. Na ngayon na sinabi mo, oh, this is what I envision Abi Marquez doing in the near future. So again, maraming salamat, Abi. You know, Abi, we've talked a lot about stereotypes in this episode. And talk about stereotypes, parang you've reached this level because of lumpia. You're popularly known as the lumpia queen. But my question there is, if I'm going to ask Abi Marquez, as Abi Marquez, not the lumpia queen, what's next? Is it Abi Marquez holding on to that lumpia queen forever, or are there opportunities that you're trying to venture into to get you out of that stereotype? Yeah.
I love the Lumpia Queen title. People gave it to me.
That's
and I'm really grateful for that. I don't think it can be, I think it only helped me.
Yeah.
It helped people remember something about me. That's how they know me. When I go to a mall, ang tawag nila sa akin, "Uy, si Lumpia rapper. Uy, si Lumpia. Uy, si ganito." It's easier to remember than,
That's right.
"Uy, si Abi Marquez." Yeah. But I'm Abi Marquez, aka Lumpia Queen. Lumpia Queen, I love it. Really helps. I don't imagine.
You two go in hand in hand. Abi Marquez is Lumpia Queen. Parang ganon. Yeah.
But then again, so Lumpia Queen, I love it. It's a representation of something really nice from the Philippines. It's versatile. It's shared, present in celebrations. It gives you you associate with happy memories, which I really like that vibe.
Yeah.
For people to have that perception to Filipino cuisine. So I don't have plans on letting go of it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
But then again, it's not just lumpia that I want to be known for, and it's not just lumpia that I want the world to know. It's
That's
really
right.
Filipino cuisine, and
That's
there's
right.
so much more Filipino food that the world needs and deserves to know.
discover. Yeah.
Super magnificent produce and culture, and I'm seeing lumpia as my stepping stone or something na parang gateway for people to know more about Filipino cuisine. Just because it's always a balance of you have to balance familiarity as well.
That's right.
Because if you're tapping an international audience and you present them with something, a word that they can't remember, they don't
can't even
know,
pronounce. Yeah.
they can't even pronounce, it's gonna be difficult for them to remember
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So at least we have this friendly title.
Yeah.
And something familiar. Sa kanila, spring roll, sa atin lumpia.
That's right.
It's familiar, it's friendly, it's approachable. And then we can talk about dinuguan or more
It's just going to open the floodgates. But
Yes,
again, that's the
more-
first very important
yes,
step.
or more regional dishes. Ayun.
Well, again, thank you, Abi Marquez, aka the Lumpia Queen, for
Wow.
being with us in this episode.
So yes, I am Lumpia Queen.
Again, thank you, Abby. No, super fun episode. We just talked about stuff. Just talked about the journey. We talked about lumpia and how it relates to life, how it relates to finance. No, so fun episode. Gaya ng mga pinaghahandaang putahe, gaya ng mga pinaghahandaang spring rolls or lumpia. Ang success at ang financial independence, kailangan tama yung ingredients and kailangan may tamang preparation, no? Hindi lang basta may ingredients ka, dapat tama rin yung preparation, alam mong gagawin mo. And what's important there is yung mga napag-usapan natin today's conversation, no? Just gave our mga kawais, just gave me personally the perfect recipe to pursue our passions, our ambitions. And who knows, maybe, di ba? Parang yung mga kawais natin dyan na avid followers mo na parang they can probably turn your tips and tricks to possibly a career of their own. So there you have it. Thanks for tuning in to Wais by Choice, ang podcast para sa bawat Pilipino na gustong maging wais pagdating sa pera. So if you liked our episode, follow us on Spotify and on YouTube to be part of our discussions. Join our Facebook community, Wais by Choice. Until next time, keep creating, keep budgeting, keep saving, and keep investing wisely as you cook up your financial independence.